Good afternoon and happy Tuesday. My name is Nayoka Lin. Now, please don't scroll by. If you have any interest in the Matrix or Ascension, just hang out for a few. You hear all over the globe, and thank goodness, that people are waking up. Yes, they are waking up to all kinds of things. What are they waking up to? The Matrix, the system. They're understanding how we've been lied to on so many areas, okay? Whether it come from our medical, our schools, our foods, so many things. But look, let me just share this. It was quite the revelation for me too. We've given them permission. Well, what do you mean? How could we give them permission? You have given them permission. Yes, and how? How does that work? Well, look. Everything begins with a thought. Thoughts, being thought over and over and over again, become beliefs. These beliefs control the way you create your reality. Mm-hmm. When I say be authentic and honest with yourself, you can't release a belief until you call it out, see it for what it is. Know that it's a lie. Know that it is a falsehood that has been controlling your life. Some people call these archons. Some people call these demons. Okay? Archons are not individual beings. No, they're functions of the system. Now, let me explain. When we speak about ascension, the soul has to ascend through 7 layers. Mm-hmm. Not just understand that we've been lied to, but understand how these lies have affected us, how we keep reacting to a system. Yeah. To see it for the way it is, you have to stop reacting and examine yourself. How are these things affecting your beliefs? Because your beliefs affect your life. I would like to read 7 layers in which we must pass through for ascension. It's not just understanding that we've been lied to. How have these things, these lies, affected us? The first layer is the capacity for deceit. Are you capable of just lying and not even thinking about it? Just lying for whatever reason. 2, the appetite for material accumulation. Do you need more? Do you just need to get more? You need more stuff. You need more stuff. 3, the compulsive drive towards status. Are you worried about how people see you? Huh? Do you have to maintain a certain status so nobody thinks ill of you? Okay, that's one of the layers. 4, rashness and arrogance. 5, illusions of false piety. Do you hide behind religion? Huh? Do you hide behind religion? Have you taken on this role of being a high religious figure? Are you hiding behind that? 6, the lust for wealth through dishonest means. Do you need to be so wealthy that you need to be dishonest in the means of which you are acquiring this wealth? 7, falsehood of the concealment of inner truth. Your inner truth. What's your inner truth? A lot of people walk around in the system, in this world, with a mask on. What is your inner truth? Are you concealing your authentic self? Are you worried about how people will see you? A lot of people, they get caught up in that wealth game. They have to keep on, and they'll use dishonest means. They'll use religion to reel you in because they need to maintain their status. It's all false. It's all layers that we have to go through in order to ascend. Ascend into what? Your true self. I've likened it to an onion before, peeling back the layers, peeling back the layers in that light. You're peeling back the layers and finding the light within. That's what it is. And look, am I criticizing folks that have these issues? No, I'm working on one right now. Yeah. I am not criticizing anybody, but here's how it works. You give permission to these things to have control over you when you don't call them out, when you keep functioning. They need you to function. And every time you do these things, you're feeding them. They have rule over your thinking. So listen, it's basically this. Examine your beliefs. Are you being deceitful in any way? Are you hiding behind religious titles? Or are you using scriptures to reel people in to make them feel guilty and obligated? Are you using religion to have people feel like they're not enough, like in their true divinity they are not enough, that they need to keep paying you these tithes? Okay, and Malachi 3, that's not about money offerings. It's about giving out your knowledge. But are you telling people that they need to tithe? They need to tithe because, you're not good enough all by yourself. You need a middleman. You need a preacher. You need teachers. You need all these religious people in between. You need a middleman blood sacrifice because you're not good enough, you sinful flesh. Yeah. It's false. It's all falsehood. But they get our beliefs. They reel you in. The system reels you in. You're never good enough. You're never good enough. You need more. People are driven by sexual compulsion, anxiety of status, anxiety of everything. They don't know who they truly are. And I'm not talking from a place where I don't understand, because look, I've not done a lot of those things, but I have been guilty of the status thing about worrying about how people see me. I was guilty of that. Yeah. What else? I didn't realize I was hanging in this religious thing, but once I did, I released it. And why is it important to recognize how these thoughts are controlling our lives? Because you cannot dismiss them until you recognize what they are. Now, Thoth teaches, I love Thoth's teachings. And for my Bible readers who will say, oh, but I only believe in God's teachings, let me explain something. How do you know those are God's teachings? Because they are put in a book called the Bible, correct? Well, look. As I've said before, that Bible has been grossly manipulated. Yes, terribly. And when you look at Thoth's teachings, you'll see where a lot of the scriptures, the true scriptures, are in Thoth's teachings. They came from him. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. You have to acknowledge these things. And there is definitely a way that you can rid yourself of these demons, of these archons that are not beings, they're just system functions. Number one, stop reacting to everything. Stop, take a pause, and look around. Examine your thoughts. Is this who I truly am? Do I need all this wealth? Because look, they don't have to regulate, they don't have to keep hounding you about things, because they've caught you in this loop of having to have. I have to keep going. And see, you've given yourself permission. You've told yourself it's okay because you have to maintain a certain status or a certain wealth or whatever. You have to keep lying You have to keep lying to people because now you've lied so much where you just have to keep lying. So you have to keep doing it. Or you're lying about who you really are. You have to lie because you can't let the authentic self show. You give permission every time. Every time you bow down to these thoughts, you give permission. Ascension, you have to ascend through these 7 layers. Now, it's a choice. I don't want to waste my incarnation here. I certainly don't. I want to ascend. I want the soul's growth. That's me. I'm not special. That's just me. So, what do? How do you release the Archon's grip on your mind? You have to acknowledge it. Tell it, I see you. I see you. There's a place just before sleep where I think it's beta turns into alpha. I wrote it down somewhere. Let me see. Is it beta to alpha? Okay. It's when your brain goes from beta through alpha to theta. It's a powerful time. Why? Because all that you are not relaxes when you go to sleep. So before you go to sleep, when you're very tired and you're drowsy and you know you can sleep, lay down. Lay down on your back. Your spine has to be aligned. Lay down on your back and recognize one of those layers that you find yourself doing, and say, I see you. I see you, and you are not me. That is not who I am at my core. That is not me. I see you, and I release you into that sphere in which you came. I release you back into the system from which you came. And go to sleep. Now repeat this. Repeat this every night. Okay? You're going to start feeling lighter. You'll start having more clarity. You'll know when that thing has released. And where does it go when it's released? Back in the system. It doesn't disappear. It's back in the system. Look, every thought that's ever been thought exists. It's out there. Your frequency is what attaches you to these things. Why? Because your thoughts create your frequency. So yeah, we've all gone through so many things in life, and we feel that we need these layers to function in life when you don't. Because at your core frequency, you attract every beautiful abundance that is yours. But these layers of lies are holding you back. You want true ascension? True ascension is more than just knowing what's in your food and the medical system and the scholastic things. It's more than that. It's more than that. It's freedom. It's freedom for the grasp on your mind from the system. Because that's what matters. And these things cannot push themselves on you. I think back of when I was in religion. And I remember somebody telling me, you have to open the door. You have to open the door to them. They can't bust the door down. But once the door is open, they jump on you. This is what I was told. So how do you open the door? You give them permission over your thoughts. How? Look, we've all been through things. Everybody's been through something. You can't judge one thing over another. We've all gone through things. And we choose things to self-soothe. For some, it's sexual compulsion. For others, it's addictions of some sort, of alcohol or substances, whatever. Some people are addicted to lying. And isn't that like a deep hole? Once you lie, you got to keep lying and lying and lying and lying. Or they're afraid to be who they are. I did that. I certainly did. I was afraid to be my authentic self because I wanted to maintain a status the way people saw me. You see how they can get all like intertwined? So hey, I just stood and I said, you know what? I don't care. I I want to be free. I want to be free of this mess. So again, all you got to do is acknowledge it. You have to call it out. You can't release something that's not yours. You've allowed this thing, you've given this thing permission to control your thoughts. Because everything starts with a thought. So you've given this thing permission to rule over your thoughts. Okay? Call it out. Get comfortable, make your back straight, and get comfortable. When you're sleepy, before you go to sleep, tell that thing, I see you, and that is not who I am at my true core. That is not me. And I send you back into the sphere, into the matrix, into the system from where you came. And then go to sleep. It seems simple, right? Oh, you think you should go through this big exorcism or candle magic, or you don't have to do all that. Acknowledge it. Speak to it. Set your intention. I release you. I release you and I send you back from where you came. It can be that easy. It sure can. It's important to examine our beliefs. This is if you want a true, authentic life. Not hiding behind religion or wealth or status. Be who you really are. Be who you really are. Live that way. Open the floodgates to true abundance. True abundance. The abundance that's not going to give you anxiety or stress or anything like that, but true happiness. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's what I want to say about that. You can look up Thoth teachings. It's Thoth. Look up Thoth teachings. You'd be amazed at what you'd find. Okay, it's a beautiful day, and I've got some things to do. And my name is Nayoka Lane. Namaste.